Okay, the countdown ended, and I would say welcome to our State of the Union Summer Edition this year. My colleagues David, Norbert, and I will be your hosts for the next about 60 minutes. We're happy to give you a deeper insight of what we were busy with in the past 6 months and show you the latest developments and improvements of our product. But first, let me introduce myself. My name is Peter Stössel. I am Chief Revenue Officer at Tresorit, and I'm responsible for all sales-related activities, especially for the international sales team, our customer success, and our support department. David, do you want to tell us a little bit more about yourself?
Sure. Thank you. Welcome, everyone, in our State of the Union in this summer evening. So my name is David Szarvas. I'm a Senior Product Manager at Tresorit, and I'm leading the Secure Cloud team, which is responsible for developing and improving Tresorit's collaborative capabilities the most user-friendly way possible while keeping your data secure. Norby?
Yeah, yes, welcome and thank you for joining our webinar today. I'm Norbert, also a product manager here at Tresorit, and I'm responsible for our new Tresorit FileSharing product, email encryption, and integrations like Tresorit for Outlook, Teams, and Gmail. And today I will share the news about our FileSharing and eSign products. Back to you, Peter.
Good. Thank you, Norby. What can you expect in the next hour? We want to give you a deeper insight in our product and feature developments of the last 6 months, and we want to give you also a quick sneak peek into our development roadmap for the second half of this year. But before we start, you should know we listen to you as a customer. We receive a lot of feedback from our customers, which gives us the chance to prioritize our development roadmap based on our customer requests and develop a product which exactly fits your requirements. So why do customers decide to use Tresorit? I think the best way to explain is to let a customer speak. Vivesto is a pharma company from Sweden and was looking for a highly secure solution to store confidential files and collaborate and share data with internal and external partners, end-to-end encrypted, but with maximal usability. This is one of many customers' voices, and if you are interested to know more about our customers and the story behind Tresorit, please visit our webpage and explore our customer stories. So what are the topics for today? We split this webinar in 2 parts. The first part is Norbert's part. Norbert will give us a deeper insight into the newest product for secure file sharing, as well as improvements on our eSign solution. In the second part, David will tell us a little bit more about the Tresorit admin control and the newest developments there, and as well as the newest developments in the Tresorit Secure Cloud. At the end of each part, you will have the opportunity to ask questions to both of them. You can write your questions by clicking on the Q&A button at the bottom of your screen. So feel free to formulate the questions after the 2 parts. So buckle up and let's start the journey. Norbert, are you ready?
Sure. Thank you, Peter. So I'll start with our new standalone product, Tresorit FileSharing. So it is a new streamlined offering for sharing and receiving confidential information. It is perfect for departments and use cases that handle sensitive information, but there is no need for a permanent storage, or there is already a storage solution in place. Our vision is to deliver an easy-to-use service for the highest security and compliant needs. So how Tresorit can help with it? It works seamlessly. You can forget the long hours spent on educating your users. We designed the user experience to be self-explanatory so that your users can focus on their work and not on the tools they use. And after a quick setup, it can be available for anyone in your company. It integrates into the daily workflow of your users with Outlook, Teams, and Gmail integrations, or it can be accessed just from a simple browser. Tresorit is secure by default. End-to-end encryption protects your data all the time, but if your confidential data is at stake, there is not enough security. So you can add additional controls like password, watermark, and download protection, among others. You are in control. As an administrator, you can set how and with whom your users share information. With our policies, you can enforce security settings and provide a list of domains or users who can access the document. Have you shared the document with the wrong person? Not a problem anymore. You can revoke the access anytime and make sure your data is safe. Effortless compliance means our solution helps you comply with your industry regulations, with end-to-end encryption, detailed access logs, and security policies. Tresorit is fully compliant with GDPR, HIPAA, CCPA, TISAX, and other regulations. Let me dive deeper into our feature set. Secure and compliant file sharing and requests are the core features of our product. But you can also use your own trusted brand to communicate with your clients and customers throughout our solution. And soon you will be able to use your own domains for the shared links. We provide sophisticated access controls for file sharing, like expiry, watermarking, password protection, and others. You can control how your data is shared with security policies, and you can easily integrate into your existing IT environment with SSO provisioning and SIM integrations. And you can also encrypt your sensitive emails and replies with our Tresorit for Outlook and Gmail integration. I would like to share one use case out of many where Tresorit file sharing can help. And this is secure file sharing for IT security companies. There is a lot of back and forth communication between the clients and cybersecurity advisors and auditors. And sharing documents about the IT infrastructure or results of a security audit is a common practice. But the leakage of this data represents extremely high risk, and therefore it requires the highest security measures possible. So how we can help? Basically, you can share results of security audits, analysis, or penetration tests within your team or with your client in a secure and easy way with our file sharing solution. You have the sophisticated access controls like allow list, disable download, and watermarking to ensure that only the intended clients can access the data. And also, you can fulfill your clients' higher security and compliance needs with end-to-end encryption, data residency options, and compliance with GDPR, HIPAA, TISAX, and others. Let me show you briefly how the product works. You can just drag and drop your files here, and you are almost ready. But before you create a link, you should set up your security settings like open limits. You can add a dynamic watermark or disable the download of the file that you are sharing. Administrators can also enforce these settings. When you are done, just create a link and you are ready to share. Basically, it's really easy and secure at the same time. Of course, this is just one functionality amongst many. If you are interested to learn more, feel free to reach out to us, and we are happy to help you. Let me move to our next topic, Tresorit eSign. Our goal with Tresorit eSign is to empower teams and accelerate business processes with secure signature solution. And our focus is on security and privacy, of course. We made a lot of improvements in our eSign product in the past couple of months. For example, we improved the signer and the requester flow to be more suitable for your business needs. You can add new field types to your document like name, signature, initials, signature date, and others. And this can be placed anywhere in the document. We included a new review step into a signature creation flow to make sure that everything is ready before sharing. And signers are now able to choose from multiple handwritten like font types. The use case for clinical trial companies is one of the most suitable for our eSign product. They need to have consent forms, privacy notices, and new patient forms signed in compliance with regulatory standards. And these documents contain sensitive PII, PHI, or R&D data. Therefore, high security measures are non-negotiable here. With Tresorit, you can sign, share, and store medical trial data, NDAs, contracts, and patient health records in the cloud without any risk. You can collaborate on multiple clinical trials with stakeholders like patients, healthcare practitioners on the field, or trial sponsors. And of course, you comply with your industry regulations, such as GDPR, HIPAA, and ISO standards that cover data protection in the medical trial sector. Let's see how the product works. I will show you the eSign request creation flow. First, you have to select the document that you wish to be signed. In our case, it is an employee contract. Provide the signer's email address, and you can set the expiry if needed. You can place the required fields to the document for both signers. We are adding signatures here. Signature date. And initials on the second page. In the last step, the requester can review the document and create a link to be shared. And that's it. Thank you. And it's Q&A time.
Thank you, Norbert. I'm sure you will have the one or the other question. So let's take a few minutes to give you the time to type your questions, as I said, in the Q&A button down on your screen. All right, there's one coming in already. Norbert, is there a limit on how many files you can share?
There is no limit on the number of files you can share, but there is a 1 terabyte storage limit per user for active file shares. According to our understanding and based on how our customers use our solutions, this should be more than enough for the most use cases. But if you need more, of course, we are happy to assist.
Hey, and already a second one. I'm an existing customer. How can I get the file sharing product?
If you're an existing customer on a Business Plus plan or above, these features are already available for you, but in a slightly different UI. But if you are unsure and have questions around this, feel free to reach out to our customer success or support teams, and they will be happy to assist you on finding the right solution for your needs.
Thank you. A third one came in. What is the price for the new Tresorit FileSharing product?
Yes, for Tresorit FileSharing, it is aimed at businesses requiring more than 10 seats, and the price starts from €12 per user per month. You can find more information about our pricing and packages on our website.
Great. I think we have time for 1 or 2 more questions. So next question is, on which platforms is Tresorit eSign available?
Yes, so you can create and manage eSign requests on all the major desktop platforms like Windows and macOS, and of course in your browser. But you can also check the status of the sign request on mobiles. The signing process is available in the browser for anyone. No need to install any additional software here.
Well, and the last one, I think a really good one. Is Tresorit eSign legally binding?
Yes, if everyone involved in the signing process agrees to use an eSign solution like Tresorit eSign, yeah, they can be, and they are considered legally binding.
Great. So looking at the clock, I would think we should continue, but don't worry if your question was not answered. We will collect them all and you'll find the answers in the material we will send out after this webinar in a few days. David, are you ready to take over?
Sure. So yeah, hello everyone. I will talk about a few words what we have done in the past few months and yeah, the first half of the year. First from Tresorit admin and control side. So our goal is to simplify admin's everyday tasks. This is why we introduced folder takeover and custom domain for links, which makes firewall setting much more easier. So those team members who has admin access to the Tresorit usually oversee multiple tools and softwares which are essential for productivity of their company. The management of the user permissions and data can add a load of additional work for admins. Therefore, our goal with the constant user management improvement is to reduce this additional workload by decreasing the manual steps in everyday workflows, such as managing user from the invitation to the product until their offboarding. So with that said, the accidental data deletion can have a huge impact of business continuity, especially if it's only realized later. One of the riskiest tasks is to delete user accounts because essential data can be deleted as well with the user account. The new folder takeover capability aims to mitigate this risk and have the admin to transfer the data of the offboarded user to another user of the subscription. And the other one, other larger development, of course, is in the previous quarter was the enablement of custom domain for links. I'm sure that those who are already Tresorit users are aware of the fact that Tresorit utilizes link-based data exchange in many of their features and products. In shared links file requests, also in newer products such as eSign and encrypted emails. With the custom domain capability, you can make it easier for external partners to compliantly access your links and collaborate with your users within the secure environment of Tresorit. But please keep it in mind, this feature only available in enterprise package. Let's see how the product works in action, the folder takeover. Here you can see quickly, as an imaginary user, Estelle is being offboarded from Tresorit. The deletion is simply initiated by the admin center by her teammate or lead, Aurel, who is pointed to receive the data which belong to Esther. And as part of the account deletion, the data is safely transferred to avoid any data loss and ensure continuity. So this is just this simply as that. Let's move on to the Tresorit Secure Cloud part. Our goal is to streamline the sharing experience. This is why we introduced two really significant features in the last half year: the share link for next-gen folder and the visual subfolder hierarchy. Let me speak a bit more about them in detail. So yeah, the customers who are with us knew that one of the biggest shortcoming was the missing capability of sharing subfolders, but we introduced it with next-gen folders about a year ago. But unfortunately, it came with some limitations and with the burden to having two types of folders. The classic folders where you could use share with link, file request, invite link, and of course the next-gen folder with the ability to share subfolders. We know and we are aware of that this is not really user-friendly, especially for new users. It makes it really complex. You need to decide in advance which folder you want to create. So this is why we are continuously working on to eliminate these limitations and introduce the missing features for the next-gen folders. But first, one of our newest and unique feature is the visible subfolder hierarchy. There was a big need for it because when a subfolder gets shared, it arrives to the receiver's root as an individual folder without any context. But in some cases, it's necessary to know the name of the parent folder or the hierarchy of that folder. So with this feature, with visual subfolder hierarchy, if someone shares a subfolder, the parent folder structure becomes visible for the receiver. So this feature helps you to stay organized and make your folder structure more transparent. But also a little side note for this, this feature needs to be enabled by your admin in your admin center. The other feature, what we introduced, the ability to share files and folders easily with link in next-gen folders, with the possibility to use all of its security features like password protection, open limit, watermarks, so everything what also more be mentioned in the separate file sharing product, and as it used to work in classic folders. So this can be useful when, for example, you wish to work on a file with someone. So you invited people to your subfolder, but you also wish to share a file with an external partner without the right to edit. Let's see these product in actions. Makes it easier to imagine. So first of all, in this example, you can see I get an invitation for a folder named ongoing projects. And after accepting the invitation, I can see where it belongs to. So in this case, you can see that, I can see that it belongs to the marketing department. So I have a bit more context. And of course, it helps my whole folder structure keep organized. So the next-gen folder share with link. So previously, we know this was one of our biggest shortcomings in next-gen folders, since it only worked in classic folders. But as you see here, as part of our journey, we eliminated this missing link, and that's our goal, to eliminate other missing features from next-gen folders. So in this June, we introduced the share with links function, which worked in the same way as it worked in classic folders.
Great, thank you, David. I think now we have a little bit time to answer your questions again. So let's have a few minutes and feel free to write your questions in the Q&A section as you did before.
First, I just pick up one also from the other chat. This looks like a decent file sharing platform, but what's the difference between Tresorit and other popular sharing tools like Dropbox, Google Drive in terms of security of data? So as we mentioned, the whole Tresorit architecture is end-to-end encrypted, meaning that not even we as Tresorit can look into your data. So the only one who can have the rights of the data is the owner, meaning you. So yeah, the comparison is that we are much more secure than them. But I would also point you to our website and look at our white paper if you are more interested in detail about our architecture.
Thank you, David, for the answer there. Another question is, what is your plan after the elimination of the differences between the folders? Yeah,
that's also a really good question. So we are we are introducing the missing features and trying to close the gap between the classic and next gen folders. So after that, when we close this gap, the next gen folder will become the default folder in every UI and even in Tresorit Drive.
Yeah. Will the new features be available in classic folders?
Unfortunately, no. After we have the complete feature parity for next gen folders, and that will become the default one. After that, every new development will be only arrive for next-gen folders, and this is actually the case with the visible subfolder hierarchy. That's also only available for next-gen folders.
Okay. Another question came in: can the admin name multiple users as target for the takeover?
Currently, there can be only one selected target for this process. Based on our customer feedbacks, it's usually enough, and usually there is only one dedicated colleague who inherits that data. But in case you would have a use case in mind, please share it with us via our roadmap tab in the admin center, or just contact us via research@tresorit.com.
Okay, thank you. Now let's have a quick sneak peek into the second half of the year, what we are planning in our development roadmap. David?
Yep. So on the admin side, just a minute. We introduced user provisioning capabilities more than a year ago, and since then we had many valuable interviews with our users about this integration, and now we start to add additional capabilities to this crucial user management feature. Also, we started to research and investigate the topic of roles and rights to be able to offer admin roles, which are more fitting to the responsibilities and task sets of various admin users. We aim to support our users to be able to follow the policies, but also helping them to reduce bottlenecks in their everyday work. And in the Tresorit Secure Cloud side, as I mentioned previously, we are continuously working on elimination of having two types of folders, and the introduction of kind of a unified folder, which is still next-gen folder, but that will be the only one. So where every operation is available, and the biggest missing features are still the file request and external inviting. So that's what we are working on. And after that, since I also mentioned that next-gen folders will become the new norm, we will also develop a kind of a tool which help you to switch your old plastic folders to next-gen folders without any hassle. So it will be just only a button, and don't worry, all of the permissions of that folder, all of the existing links will stay intact.
Thanks, David.
Yeah, thanks.
Yes, for the Tresorit eSign team is really busy on working on our qualified e-signature product for the EU and the UK markets to make sure that we can comply with the eIDAS regulation. The Tresorit FileSharing team, we aim to improve the end user experience with minor additions like previewing the requested files before they are downloaded or improving the onboarding process. And around our integrations, we aim to deepen our relationship with the Microsoft ecosystem, primarily with Microsoft Teams. Yeah, and now I'm handing back the virtual mic to you, Peter.
Okay, thank you very much, Norby. As you could see, we work very hard every day to improve our product with maximum customer centricity and without losing our focus on highest security standards and best user experience. The result is, and that what keeps us moving as well, that we got awarded from customers as well as from special interest media and organizations. Recently, we received the coveted Global InfoSec Award at the RSA conference in San Francisco last April for one of the most innovative solutions against cybercrime. And just another example, at the beginning of the year, we received the world's first seal for trustworthy IT products, the Digital Trust label from the independent NGO Swiss Digital Initiative. If you want to learn more about our awards and certifications, just explore our website, tresorit.com. You will see a lot, you can receive a lot of more information about our certifications and our awards. As I mentioned in the beginning, we built our development roadmap based on the feedback from our customers. And of course, we are eager to receive further feedback. And as an admin of our Business Plus or Enterprise plans, you have access to our roadmap. in the admin center. And here you have the chance to comment on the latest releases, the ongoing developments, and the functions and improvements we have under consideration. In addition, you have also the possibility to introduce your own wishes and suggestions. So please don't hesitate to tell us your thoughts, your wishes. Our product team is waiting for your ideas and your comments. At the very end, I want to inform you about our next webinar, which will be on the 31st of August at 3 p.m. Central Europe time. It will be the same webinar we held today, but just in German language. So if you know somebody who would be interested, please forward the date. We will also be happy to welcome everybody who is interested in our newest developments in German language. And if just in case that is too long for you to wait, don't forget you can also watch all our recent webinars on demand. Just go to Tresorit webinars on an events page on our webpage, or click on the link which you see here on this slides. So if you're interested to test our product or receive more information about what we told you today or about other topics, please don't hesitate to contact us via email. You can see the email just right on the bottom of the slide. And yeah, for now, it is to us to say thank you for your attention, goodbye, and hope to see you soon.
Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye.